Ian, loot boxes.
Ah, yes. A good old-fashioned loot box. But that's not what they would prefer them to be known as. EA, during a meeting with UK's Parliament,
Oh, yes, because they're bringing that up too. Yeah.
says that they prefer to call loot boxes. This is from Kerry Hopkins, Vice President of Legal and Government Affairs at EA. They prefer to call loot boxes surprise mechanics, and argued that their use in EA games is quite ethical and quite fun and enjoyable to people.
Oh, it's not a lie. It's an alternative fact.
Yeah. Holy shit. They went on to compare the loot boxes to Kinder Eggs
Oh, okay.
and Hatchimals. That's like a little toy that you open it and there's a fucking furry creature in there. And I believe they likened it to like blind box toys and stuff like that.
Or putting a quarter in and getting a little bubble thing with a slinky cheap or like a
Sticky hand.
sticky hand out of there. Yeah, they're trying to, which people try to argue with us that it's the same as loot boxes.
Surprise mechanics.
Surprise mechanics.
Yep. So, yeah, that's. I just. I want to see this. I wish I could have seen it. Wherever you stand on the loot box issue. Wherever you stand on the loot box issue, the doubling over and twisting into knots to like rephrase this.
To not think it's gambling.
Surprise! We love surprise mechanics. I'm gonna buy 10 surprise mechanics today so I can get. It's fucking crazy.
I think when you bring up like blind boxes or something you get in a machine, I think what people never talk about when they're trying to say it's the same thing is that that's a physical object.
Sure.
That you can use and in theory pass on to someone else, put it on eBay, you could sell it.
Yes.
You can't do shit.
You own it.
You can't do shit with something in the digital space that you get and just there you go.
Yeah.
Surprise mechanic.
Yeah. Lots of games that use loot boxes, you can't switch stuff around. You can't switch stuff around like with the Overwatch loot boxes, for instance. You can't just trade to people.
But it's not a tangible object,
Right.
a loot box. So you can't say it's the same thing. It's not. It's the same as baseball cards. No, because when I was a kid, I knew that there was 12 baseball cards inside. Like I knew, and a bad piece of gum.
Yep.
That's what you're paying for. Like that's what. There's no. The only surprise is, I guess, out of that set, what you're going to get. Sure, but you got baseball cards that you can do something with. You never felt cheated getting a pack of baseball cards.
Well,
right?
You know what's going to be in there. With the way these loot boxes work, oftentimes it's
Holy shit.
Cosmetics or sound clips or new guns or things like that. It's not. It's broad. You put a quarter in a gumball machine, you're getting a gumball. Put a quarter in a machine that sells sticky hands. You don't know what color you're getting, but you know you're getting a sticky hand. Buy 12 baseball cards, you're getting 12 baseball cards. You buy a loot box because you're desperately trying to get a costume and you keep getting everything else. I do find that to be a bit different.
And yeah, there are chase cards, or there are always chase baseball cards or sports cards or Marvel cards, the holograms. But there's odds that you knew, like, oh, there's going to be like one or two in the box of cards in the set. It wasn't like also that deal like, okay, well, this weekend only, Ian, run down to your comic shop because only this weekend you got to buy the packs of cards and make sure the special hologram cards are only going to be in that weekend.
Right.
That shit doesn't go on either. The time-based stuff only happens when it's digital. It doesn't happen with the physical stuff.
Right.
Either. So it's a weak argument. And now you got to think of terms that the average person thinks insane, like surprise mechanics. It's not surprise mechanics when I go to the casino and tell me hit me on 12 and I got a king, so it's 22. I lose, so I feel surprised. I lost. That's not a surprise mechanic.
Surprise!
That's just part of the gambling experience that you might win or lose. It's not a surprise mechanic.
I've never heard of winning money as being referred to as a surprise.
It's not a mechanic that I lost $500 playing Shack Blackjack, which is very entertaining, at a casino last year. That's not a surprise mechanic. That's the gambling experience and buzz you get potentially of doing this stuff. That's what it is.
You played blackjack with Shaq?
Shaq Blackjack. He goes, place your bets. No more bets. It's a whole digital experience. There's a dealer still, and about 20 people on your own machine digitally seeing the cards come out, and you
Wait,
bet.
so literally Shaquille O'Neal blackjack.
It's called Shaq Blackjack, Ian.
Okay, well,
and you're betting one of 3 hands that the dealer has up there. So everyone has a camera on the dealer's cards, and then 3 sets. You pick one of the 3 sets you want to play, or all 3. You can wager on your own digital machine. It's fucking brilliant.
Huh.
And like I said, I played for 8 hours and eventually lost $500. But I was up like $500 at one point. I should have quit. And it's just Shaq saying, no more bets. Blackjack. Like, that's all the Shaq thing is. That's all the Shaq experience. Shaq isn't dealing the cards to you. He doesn't work at that casino. Sorry, what were we talking about?
I'm into it.
Surprise mechanics we were talking about.
Shaq's a surprise mechanic.
Yeah, Shaq's great. We all love Shaq.
That's a surprise. If Shaq showed up at my door, that would be a surprise mechanic.
Shaq's a good person. They try to compare to Kinder Eggs, which is funny, being that they used to be illegal because of the choking hazard, not because of, basically a Cracker Jack prize stuck inside your egg because a couple of dumb kids choked on them and died. So that means we can't have Kinder Eggs. Sorry, but you can get them now, which is good.
Yeah. Loot boxes don't come with any chocolate.
No, that too. You can't compare them to Kinder Eggs. There's no chocolate that spits out your Xbox when you try to get a costume for a fucking Call of Duty game.
I'm just picturing like an Xbox One like growing fat and then spitting out a bunch of chocolate coins.
Yeah, like a 3D printer of chocolate inside every console.
Ooh,
wait a minute, that's an
I
idea.
want a chocolate printer.
Now we're gonna break the console game there. Sorry. The British Parliament is investigating loot boxes over concerns that they constitute gambling and the potential harm that can cause to children, citing anecdotal evidence and research that calls loot boxes addictive. Of course they're addictive. That's part of the surprise mechanics experience. It's addictive. Gambling can be addictive. You get a rush. Am I going to win or lose? This time, you rarely do things once when you gamble. You rarely do.
Yep.
Because if you win, you're like, oh, I just won. Let me win again. Or if you lose, oh no, I lost. I can probably win next time.
Yep.
That's gambling. Surprise mechanics. That'll be funny if I sue a casino over that, not calling them surprise mechanics. Because I lost $500 playing Shaq Blackjack. All right, anything else to add here?
Nah.
It's happening country by country. The battle's the battle's going to be waged here is going to be interesting still because of all the fucking people in Congress probably going to start taking money from EA, out of an envelope with a guy like in a trench coat. All the lobby groups that are going to be popping up for this stuff. It's going to happen more sooner than you think. So, all right. Moving on from our surprise mechanics of what's the next podcast segment going to be.